driving and has built the bullet leader class locomotive 5-inch gauge. 06060 and unfortunately the action is brought down on the 5-inch gauge.
The next competitor taxed the Northampton track to the full. KEVAN Ayling from Littlehampton, West Sussex, and representing Worthing and District SME, drove his 5-inch gauge bullet leader class loco. The locomotive created a lot of interest and kept the maintenance gang occupied in running repairs to the track. An effortless run for this unusual locomotive.
Yeah, but it's better than...
Kevin, do you mind telling us what inspired you to build a replica of this particular locomotive?
Well, I wanted to build something unusual. I wanted to build something that nobody, as far as I knew, had built before. And as I've always been a fan of the Southern Railway and Bully as the designer, I thought we'd have a crack at the leader. But I knew it wouldn't work in the form that it was designed, so I knew that I'd have to change things around, which would probably upset the purists.
Yeah, okay. When you say it wouldn't work in its original design, there was numerous innovative ideas in the leader. Could you just run through the major points that led to it being a failure in full scale?
Right, well the basic layout is a very good idea. The idea and the concept of a locomotive on 2 power bogies with a central unimpeded ash pan and all the weight available for adhesion was a very good idea. But what we think is Bully tried to put all his ideas into one pot as a culmination of his career with Southern Rail and eventually British Rail. So he opted for a sleeve valve design, which wasn't successful. He also tried to make the boiler totally different. He tried to do away with the water jacketed firebox and just make do with 2, I can't remember if there's 2 or 3 thermic sightings. But
to try and get away from using, having stayed
That's right. The idea was to lessen maintenance. But of course he opened a whole new can of worms doing that, and the fireman's compartment was a totally untenable place. The fireman just couldn't be there.
Okay. So you've changed 1 or 2 things in order to make your model the success that it obviously is, and we've seen today that how well it does run. What changes have you actually made then?
Well, very few actually. What I've done is substituted the Bully Q1 cylinders and valve gear. Right. Which is perhaps what he should have done.
Yeah. So although it's not the original, it's still a bullied piece of machinery.
The valve gear and cylinders are straight from Q1 drawings. British Rail Q1 drawings. The boiler is a conventional Pacific type wide firebox boiler, as was used on the Merchant Navy class. Not exactly the same, but similar.
I did notice you'd got bullied drafting at the front end and multiple jets.
I've done that 3 times now. I've built a rebuilt Merchant Navy, and was quite impressed with the drafting. So I incorporated that on my 282, and obviously it had to be on this one because that was an original design. So
other than that,
seems to be okay.
And other than that, it is as the original leader.
Yes.
With completely chain drive instead of...
chain drive. The original had Morse inverted tooth chain, but that for this size works out prohibitively expensive, so I opted for 8mm roller chain.
Yeah.
Which is seems to hold up all right.
Certainly.
They do stretch after a few runs.
Yeah. But generally successful. The name Brighton, is there any?
Well, the locomotive wasn't named.
No.
So it was up to me to invent a name, and since it was built at Brighton,
then that seemed a suitable.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, certainly the locomotive did put up a good show today. It was very impressive, and thanks very much, Kevin, for spending your time to tell us a bit more about it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.